Alrighty, so what I'm trying to do today is to create a ZapWorks button for Roblox for our game. And to do that, I guess I need to make one more video video capture window or window capture, and that be ZapWorks, so I can show you what I'm doing here. So ZapWorks Studio, there it is. All right, so that one comes in at the top. So this is ZapWorks, and for ZapWorks, I did a sign for the why waste it sign. Now I want to do the plastic to oil machine. So what I'm going to do as I blunder through is I'm going to make a new file here, a new project, and I'm going to start with a blank project. And I'm going to call this plastic to oil video trigger. All right. And let it take its time and do its booting up. All right. So that is that. Let me just check YouTube to make sure that I'm streaming properly. Everything is working out well. And it says that I am, yeah, so it is live. All right, good. So what I will do now is I'm going to make sure that it's working there. So I'm going to close that window and leave this window open and make sure that that's working. All right, there's a bit of a lag, it looks like. For the lag. Why is there a lag? How much of a lag is there? Alright, so everything seems to be working. There's just a bit of a lag for YouTube. So the first thing that we do when we're setting up a project in ZapWorks is we want to train an image. And I've got an image here somewhere. Let me just turn off ZapWorks and go back to the web. Here I have the plastic to oil machine, and that's the image that I want to train. And it's coming from a video that we have, so I'm going to use snipping tool and grab the plastic to oil machine as an image. And alright, so the plastic to oil trigger has now been saved, and so now when I go back to ZapWorks, in the media library, it's train image file. So I'm going to train the image file, and this is the image file I'm trying to train. I'll keep it upright and hit next. And it trains the image, meaning that the image is what it'll look for in order to trigger any events. It takes a few minutes to do its training, but once it does that, then the trigger appears here, and then you drag that trigger into the root over here in the hierarchy. And I'm going to click on pan here and move it into the middle. All right, so that becomes the image, and when your tablet or your phone sees this image and recognizes it, then you can trigger anything that is in a plane. And when you open up ZapWorks Studio, one of the only thing that's in the media library already is a plane. And so you can take that plane and drag it underneath, or onto rather, the trigger, and then you can decide what you want to make that plane do. So up here you see S for scale, R for rotate, and P for position, B for Bezier curves, and RS for region scale, and then text. So I'll go to scale and scale this down and scale it over. And what I can do is take this and move it with position. Since I have this space here, I have this real estate under here, I might as well put it here. And yes, you can rotate it so that it matches if that works. It's not really going to match all that well. So position and scale are probably the best for this right now. And then this can have an image for a button if that's how big you want the button. I think I'm going to make this button a smaller button. I'm going to make it like this. All right. And then it'll say click to trigger video or something like that. So for that, I'm going to launch Blender now. So I'm using a lot of programs. I'm going to launch Blender now. Let me just go in OBS Studio and give myself another window here. All right. Let's see if Blender fits up here. So I've got Blender up now. And in Blender, you want to get rid of the cube. And then I want to, let me go, let me hit 7 to look directly over view, and then I'm going to add a text. And I'll go to hit tab for edit that text. I think I have screencast keys so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so now I can change this to click here to see video on plastic to oil, on how we use our plastic to oil let's do that. Now, when I tab back into it, I'll go to the text and pick a better font, which will be under font here. And with this font, I will go to the folder and open up, and I kind of like, oops, I'm kind of partial to, if it'll let me. Why is it messing me up? There it is. Oh, that's weird. I like this one here, if I can get it to open that font. Right. And then it helps to go to geometry in here and extrude a little bit, because what extrusion will do, you see, is give it some depth, some thickness. And then I'm going to go to the materials and give this a color, maybe a darker green. But to see it, you're going to have to hit the Z key and go to Material Preview. You won't see it at all. All right. There we go. Now, if I hit the 7 key, so I'm looking straight down, I want to align now the camera with this. And I also need to put in a plane so there's a background. So first thing let me do is let me put in Mesh Plane. And G lets me move it, and S lets me scale it. So let me scale this up like so, and then let me give a material to the plane. Green over what? What looks good? Green over orange, maybe. Green over yellow. It's USF colors. So now to get this camera object here to move over to this view, I do Control-Alt-0. That moves the camera. Then I can move the camera down like this. And let's see if I go to render. I need to save this, by the way. Always save. So this is Oops, disappeared. Something weird's happening with my memory. Plastic to oil button. All right. Save as. All right. So now go to render and render the image. And it doesn't look great because of the shine of that light. And also because I don't think we put shadows on for text. Let's see if the shadows are on here. Offset, paragraph alignment, font depth, texture space. No. Fill mode. It should have shadows by default, I would think. Now it could be that there's just no shadows because this is not deep enough. Yeah, see, so it doesn't really see something to do shadows. So let me move this down in Z a little bit and then hit the 7 key. And let me make sure that the light where is that light? There's the light up there. Let me move the light and rotate the light a little bit. Let me. And then let's go to the camera view and let's see, hitting Z, what rendered might look like. Yeah, it's got the shadows now, but it's way too bright where the light is. So given that huge brightness, what we probably want to do is move the light over. Let's go here, move the light over here and change the light to a, let's change it to the sun and rotate it in the x-axis. No, let's rotate it in the y-axis and way too bright. So let's take the strength way down. In fact, let's go to 10 just to see. Still too bright. So no way you want the sun that high. Spot isn't gonna do anything good. Maybe an area light? No. Point light. What would happen if I raise the sun way high? Still super bright. Bring that down and bring the specular down a bit. Let's see how that plays out when I go to render. That's not too bad. Some weird artifacts happening here that I can't account for, but they've gone away. Okay, so now that I've rendered that out, to make it really fast, I can snip it. It's an easier crop, just using the snipping tool. All right, and then save as plastic to oil button image. All right. So with that, and you couldn't see that because I'm still in Blender and it doesn't show snipping tool. Let me go away from Blender for a second and go back to ZapWorks. And here I can come in and import media files and bring that media file in. And then I'll drag the button I'll go to the plastic to oil button image and drag it onto the plane. Didn't work. Ain't working. Why ain't you working? No. Ah, I know why. Sorry about that. You don't want to drag it on at all. What you want to do is select your plane and then go down to Properties, and from Properties you then go to the materials and the image is there and there. It then goes right on there. Now I can hit scale and scale that a little better so we can see it, and then position it. All right, so I have an image there, and the next thing that I will do is I want to add some plastic in here, some 3D plastic stuff kind of floating. So I'm going to go over to the plus and put import from Sketchfab and show that you can put in plastic. I cannot put in, yes, I can't put in PET bottles at all. Huh? Remove what? What thing? Just this? This stuff? You know I'm live right now. Why do we need to remove this right now? I want to put it in the washing machine. This is not going to come up.
Cut it?
If you don't want these tags on there, you
These
can
are
cut
not
it.
my tags.
Cut it. Yeah, go ahead and cut it. The scissors are here. All right. So the kind of thing, I guess OBS Studio does not let you see imagery on top. That's really interesting.
Why?
So maybe if I do the, what part would it let me see? Yeah, for some reason I've lost now my ZapWorks. Gotta put it back into window capture. OBS Studio sometimes doesn't let you see certain things. I don't know why. Why is ZapWorks? Why aren't you showing? There we go. Properties for ZapWorks. I don't think you're still seeing. You're not seeing the stuff here. Nope. Nope. Well, we're having some trouble getting this to work in OBS Studio. It's just showing the properties. Why is it just showing the properties? That is very bizarre. I can't show you this for some reason. I'll have to delete it again. remove it. Blender works, we got that. I don't need Blender anymore because I'm done with Blender, so I'm going to get rid of Blender. And then Roblox Studio works. This window capture is for that. This is my video capture device. And I've got to get ZapWorks to work again. Media source? It's not a media source. It is a window capture. And if it's a window capture, then not fair. Why is that acting like it? I can't get it to work for some reason. So I may have to stop this broadcast until I can get OBS Studio to do its thing for a source. So window capture here. Not doing it. I'm not even seeing my Chrome window. There's that. Display capture. Well, it really doesn't even want to let me capture my display. So there is definitely a problem with OBS Studio not allowing anything. Alright, I'm about coming at my wit's end. I'll have to close down OBS Studio and start my live stream again. I'm sure you've run into this problem at some point. So we'll end the stream.